Well, if you are a Neo Geo fan and if you have an extra $500 bill to spend on a brand new Neo Geo system, well, I guess that the system might be the one for you. And greetings YouTube gamers, welcome to another episode of Retro Raider. My name is Johnny Retro and welcome back to the channel. So, may I present to you the Neo Geo MVS X. This is a brand new multi-arcade bar top by a company called Unico, which I'm not gonna lie guys, I never heard about these guys before, Unico. And yeah, it's a multi-arcade system based of course on the original Neo Geo MVS. Of course, a multi-system for me, it's all about the games. This system includes 50 video games, 50 classic SNK video games, which is awesome. They have a lot of classic collections here, like the King of Fighters collection, for example. This includes all of the King of Fighters games for the Neo Geo, from the King of Fighters 94 all the way up to King of Fighters 2003. Then moving on to the Metal Slug collection, one of my personal favorites. Metal Slug 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and also Metal Slug X. Metal Slug X, hands down my personal favorite. Samurai Showdown collection, I mean, you just can't have a Neo Geo system without Samurai Showdown. We have Samurai Showdown 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and also Samurai Showdown 5 Special. We're talking about Neo Geo, so of course there's a lot of fighting games in here. We have the Fatal Fury collection, Fatal Fury 1, 2, 3, Fatal Fury Special, Real Bout Fatal Fury, Real Bout Fatal Fury Special, Real Bout Fatal Fury 2, and also Garou Mark of the Wolves. Again, another personal favorite of mine, Garou Mark of the Wolves. It's one of the most expensive Neo Geo games out there, but to me it really is one of the best 2D fighting games of all time, hands down. Moving on to World Heroes and our fighting collection, World Heroes 1, World Heroes 2, World Heroes 2 Jet, World Heroes Perfect, Art of Fighting, and Art of Fighting 3. I really don't know why they wouldn't include Art of Fighting 2, maybe due to rights, I don't know. Then we have the Classic Collection Volume 1, which includes Sengoku, Sengoku 2, Sengoku 3, Savage Rain, Magician Lord, and let me tell you, this is a big deal. Magician Lord is probably one of the most amazing games ever made for the Neo Geo. Unfortunately, I only got the chance to play it on emulation, but I mean, it's a wonderful game. Last Blade 2, Kizuna Encounter, and Shock Troopers. Last but not least, we have some sports games. We have the Sports Classic Collection. This one includes Super Sidekicks, Top Players Golf, Count Bout, Baseball Stars Professional, and Football Frenzy. So first things first, about lineup, I mean, there's no such thing as a perfect lineup, but we're talking Neo Geo here, and I think that for SNK, it's pretty much spot on. And we're talking about Neo Geo SNK here. I mean, we have all of the King of Fighters games, all of the Metal Slug games, Samurai Showdown, it's really good stuff. Okay, next let's take a look at the features of this machine. We already talked about lineup, we have 50 legendary Neo Geo titles pre-installed on the MVS X. And this is very important here guys, because we have support for both the MVS and AES. For me, Neo Geo has always been about the arcade experience, but I mean, let's not forget about the AES, which it is the true arcade experience at home. We have the remake of the classic Neo Geo MVS cabinet with a 17-inch display. Not a bad size, that's what she said. And speaking about the size and panel fits perfectly for 2 players, according to Unico. Then again, both MVS and AES modes supported in MVS X. There is a AES MVS mode switch in the settings menu that allow you to play either the arcade or home versions of each game. Like I said, Neo Geo has always been about the arcade experience at home, and yeah, I think that they are following the same concept here. Game image pixel to pixel scale and scanline support. The MVS X has a 1280 by 1024 LCD screen, and we have pixel to pixel scale to remake the perfect pixel style game image. And we also support scanline to emulate the old CRT image. I'm not gonna lie, usually I'm a fan of this type of filters. I use it all the time on my Retron 5 and also on the mini consoles. But some people prefer to see all the pixels, and yeah, it's good to have both options. Last but not least, and yeah, this is kind of a nice touch, we have an arcade base to make a full-size arcade with a MVS style base. So again, you have both options here. You can have the full arcade size or have it displayed in bar top mode. Then we move on to the specifications of the MVS X home arcade, and by the way guys, I will leave the link of the website down below for you guys to check it out. Then we have the measures of the unit right here. The bar top is 25 inches, then the base is 32 inches, which gives a total of 57 inches with, again, a 17 display screen. And here's the thing about the size of this cabinet. It is small. I think that it is probably the same size of those, you know, one-up mini arcade cabinets. But the thing is that the MVS X costs $500 US. You have the option just to buy the bar top for $449.99. Along the way, if you still want the base, you can buy it separately for $99.99 or the whole package again for $49.99. And we're actually not very far from the release of this machine. This is going to be released October 2020. And my thoughts on this system, well, here's the thing. First of all, I'm a huge supporter of, these brand new clone consoles or multi-systems in one, or the mini consoles. I mean, it's easy to use, it's convenient, of course that usually it's cheaper than the original hardware. I mean, we're talking about Neo Geo here. And I'm not saying that this is better than the original hardware. I mean, as you guys can see, I'm surrounded by original hardware. I'm just saying that it is a different proposition. Maybe it is a solution for you. And of course that we also have emulation on the PC, we have the Raspberry Pis, etc, etc. But, again, I think that these products are for a different target audience. However, about the MVS-X, and I really don't want to sound like I'm contradicting myself, but yeah, in this case, I think there are better solutions. Mainly, of course, due to the price tag. This thing is expensive, and of course that we're not talking about real hardware here. And it is true that Neo Geo is expensive. It is very expensive, but if we're talking about the AES, because if we're talking about the MVS, it is not that bad. Let me show you guys what I have right here. This is my original CMVS Neo Geo. CMVS stands for Consoleized Multi-Video Game System, so a consoleized MVS. This is an original MVS motherboard, but it was converted for me to play on a television, like a console. This came with a lot of features. I have a lot of coin buttons. I have custom controllers for it. One is actually based on a Super Nintendo controller. Then I have shortcuts on the controllers. It has the Unibias chip installed. And I have this multi-cart right here, which is the Multigame 161-in-1, usually called the banana cartridge for obvious reasons. It is also compatible with the original AES controllers. And I mean, if you want to go all the way, I mean, you can just stick this on an arcade cabinet. This was actually custom made for me, but you can find products exactly like this one in the market for, I don't know, 250 euros more or less with the cartridge. Okay, maybe plus the cartridge, and if we're talking about US dollars here, you can easily get a setup like this one for 300 bucks. So in this case, me personally, again, I would prefer this option. But if we are talking about emulation on hardware, let's not forget about the Neo Geo Mini and also the Neo Geo Arcade Stick. And those are decent products. I mean, different from this one for sure, but they're also way cheaper. And I don't know, I mean, if there was a way so we could add more games to it, but probably it will be jailbreak along the way. I think it's interesting, but I also think that it is kind of small. I don't see two players playing on this for sure, unless, there are two children. So yeah, kind of small, not that big of a screen. I mean, we're talking about an arcade unit here. And again, pricing. And for me, I mean, I live in Europe. Shipping one of these over here, it'll be expensive. And I don't even know if they are going to sell these here locally. Nevertheless, guys, it is not a product for me, but it could be a product for you. So please let me know down below. What do you think about the upcoming Neo Geo MVS-X? Guys, feel free to follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to put a like on this video. Please subscribe to the channel and take care of yourselves, take care of the gaming community, and game a lot.